Welcome everyone. Today I have with me a special guest on the show. We're going to name the show as The Beast Unleashed.
Yeah, nice name.
Adhiban, welcome. So good to have you today.
Good to join.
There will be three segments. In the first segment of 20 minutes, you'll show your best game or one of the most interesting games. In the
Okay.
next 20 minutes, you will be tested and I'll be giving you positions to solve.
Okay.
And in the last 20 minutes, we have Q&A session where the questions have already been given by the viewers of ChessBase India, which you have to answer.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Okay. So, Adhiban, before we go to the game, a couple of words about lockdown. How are you feeling? Is your life different? Sad?
Yeah, somehow I was never an outdoor person. So I just used to go previously for badminton, but I stopped recently. So, I don't know, life remains the same for me. Even before lockdown, I think probably for 1 month, I did not go out much unless it was for meeting family or friends. So yeah, lockdown seems normal to me, and now there's been so many events that it's been going quite busy, and also yeah, probably you read that I'm writing a book, so yeah, it's
Yeah,
been really
you're writing a book on.
yeah, it's okay, definitely not on openings. It will probably be like let's say improvement book. I will try to cover everything like middle game, in game. Okay, but also like openings, but like not fully dedicated to openings. So it will be a mix of mainly, I guess, middle game concepts a lot, and yeah. So how actually, I also in a way like how I started a bit like so how the style came to be and all this. Yeah.
How did the beast develop? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. Like
okay.
something like
So
that.
so would I feature in the book somewhere like a game, because we've played 5 games against each other and you've beaten me every time we've played.
Yeah, I know I have to decide on the games here, but okay, if the game is worthy, I think what we are, if the game is worthy, I guess it will be added. If there are like good concepts we can learn from the game, actually, that's the most important part to me, actually. So that's why I'll probably also feature a lot of games which I have lost because okay, I feel I feel like okay, we should also analyze games which we lost. So if there's something to learn, yeah, of course, definitely. So I guess also I'll add a lot of my lost games.
So maybe here we can discuss one of the games that you've played, one of your maybe memorable or favorite games over here. So
Yeah,
what game is it?
when I played this game, I didn't know this person was going to be so famous later on in the life. So, like, even the world champion probably knows his name. So, yeah, it was a nice memory, let's say.
So who is your opponent?
Do we really have to tell? I thought I
Okay.
made it pretty obvious.
So
But
when I
yeah,
asked Adhiban, I want to see a game of yours, which is your favorite game. He said there are so many favorite games of his, it would take maybe more than 5 to 6 hours, yeah, to go through all of them. So instead of that, we should focus on a game that we have played with each other.
no, also, yeah, no, the story is for a change, I thought I'll show some positional game. And by mistake, actually, I ran into this epic game between both of us. So I thought, okay, yeah, I'm doing the show. It's Sagar, so this should be like hilarious to actually see the game. Maybe also because you can also share your thoughts, yeah, of how this
Yeah,
game
yeah.
ends. So I thought it would
Well,
be nice.
I would say that this game was played 11 years ago. It was 21st of September 2009.
Yeah.
And this was the third round of national juniors. So Adhiban was, I guess, one of the top seeds, maybe the top seed of the event back then.
It was 2009, yeah, National Junior in
Chennai.
Chennai.
Yeah,
No, I think I was probably not the top seed. Probably Setu was, I'm not sure.
yeah. You and Setu. I remember Setu had won the tournament. Maybe
Yeah, I
you,
finished second. Yeah,
yeah, you were second. So
yeah.
I was already very nervous facing. My problem with playing against Adhiban has always been that whenever he sits across me, I get really nervous. Well,
Nice. Good to know
you
that.
have that effect on your opponents, it seems.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Okay, but I tried my best to keep my cool. And
Yeah,
let's go over the game. Yeah, I started off with d4,
yeah.
and Adhiban played knight f6, c4 e6, knight c3, bishop b4. Well, you play all sorts of openings. Nimzo is maybe one of the lines in your repertoire.
Yeah, for sure. I think when I was young, this was the first thing I learned. So Nimzo Queens was my main repertoire for a long time, and I have a lot of nice memories like this game. So yeah,
Yeah,
it was I think a good addition to my. Yeah, also
okay.
that's why I like this game a lot because I also wanted to reminisce a bit about like my earlier days. So that's why I was happy to actually analyze this game again.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you remember about this period? Like you were not yet a GM, or you were already a GM? I think you were a GM.
Uh, no.
249.
Actually, no. I crossed 2500 in 2008 actually, but I became GM on 2010 actually.
Okay.
So 1 year later actually. So I was like, but I see that my rating was 2490. So I
Yeah.
just had to make norms actually. No, actually, it's funny. I think the next tournament after this or something, like I played in this, I think, national junior maybe, a senior championship, and which I won actually after this. So, yeah, I think, yeah, I was like probably already playing GM strength. Yeah.
Yeah, surely. The thing reason why I always was intimidated by Adhiban was because the first time, do you remember when I met you the first time where we met? Very, very surprising. It was in Maharashtra actually.
Okay.
And
Pune, was it?
no, it was this tournament in Sangli, and you were there with your uncle,
Yeah.
and you were staying in the same hotel as us, like
Okay.
I and my friends, and you were staying in the opposite room. And
Okay.
I think you were something around 2200 or 2250 at that point, maybe
Yeah.
close to that. And there were many IMs in that tournament, and you simply crushed everyone, scored something like 10 out of 11, or
Yeah,
9
almost
out.
round the square.
Yeah, yeah, and you
Round the
won the
square.
Sangli tournament.
Yeah, and also like Sangli tournament is one. I think it's actually probably my first big victory actually. And also during that time, winning I think 50,000 is like was like a major boost.
Yes,
Yeah, like
yes.
not money wise, the fact that I won like such a like huge amount. It was like a very nice feeling. So it was one of my favorite events. Yeah, and my first big victory. Let's say.
Yeah, and when you have such a player, in your memory, where first time you see him, he's crushing everyone in a tournament, it kind of
Yeah.
lasts. Yeah, the impression lasts. So that could be the reason why I never could score a point against you. Castles, bishop d3, d5, knight f3, c5. This is all pretty well known stuff.
Yeah. I just
Castles.
wanted to add that like this line is so famous that I think it has featured in many World Championship match, including the Kramnik and Anand match, I think, or Topolo match, I think. Yeah, Topolo match was probably the most recent.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I think Anand versus Gelfand also played this.
yeah,
Maybe
Anand versus girlfriend. Yeah, sorry,
there
yeah,
was
that
this
also
one
featured.
move
Yeah,
I remember, Bishop D7, which Gelfand played like
yeah.
after CD, ED, DC, BC, and then in some line
Yeah.
slightly different. Okay, Knight C6, A3, and maybe this is a much more complex line than normal in.
Yeah. So yeah, here I wanted to say that in my notes I have put that black strikes in the center before white has a chance to activate the B2 bishop. Yeah, these are my comments.
So you played E5, which is
Yeah,
very logical. And now your threat is actually bishop g4 in a way.
yeah.
So I went h3,
Yep. I went
e4.
E4. Yeah, I guess, yeah, just developing. Yeah, and also you need to really overprotect the C4 pawn most of the time. It's very useful.
Yeah. So you defended this, and usually, if someone wants to play an aggressive game, attacking game, they think that you have to go to, say, openings like King's Indian or
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reason I wanted to show this game actually,
that
because
how you
it's
can
about
attack.
positional play and initiative.
So bishop b5. I'm not very happy with this move actually. I wanted to. I mean, in my notes I had queen e2 but there was this other line where there was bishop b5, like when the
Okay.
pawn is already on e5. Like if you
Oh, okay,
play
okay. I
something
should
like
play rook e8. Okay, yeah, bishop
rook
b4.
e8 here, then I play bishop b5, forcing e4 and so on. But you had already played e4, sort of.
Yeah. I think I was actually maybe not correct. Yeah, playing e4 before
Yeah.
it need came.
So here maybe the best idea for me was queen e2 with bishop a2 and c4 d5. That's
Yeah,
what I mentioned.
yeah.
But okay, you played cd.
Yeah. No, mainly I was fighting against the c4 d5. Yeah, activation of this b2 bishop actually.
Yeah.
So that's why I took on d4. Yeah, so I give like a protected pass pawn in the center, but I felt I should be able to blockade it on d5 with knight d5, so I was not really worried. Yeah, here was an important moment because I wanted to develop the bishop, but I decided I have to do something before that.
So you wanted to play bishop f5 maybe?
Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, like you said, I wanted to stop the pressure along the c file, so that's why I felt this. What I did was very nice,
a6.
just to kick the bishop and now develop. Yeah.
I mean, taking here would already mean that if black is completely
Yeah,
open.
completely. Even maybe already strategically better. Yeah, because the b2 bishop has no future, and I'll just put the knight on d5. Yeah,
And then some attack like this.
yeah. Yeah, this is why the c4 pawn hook is very important.
Correct. A6, bishop e2, bishop f5, queen b3.
Yeah, now again, like it's very important that you just activate all the pieces, yeah, before you go in for something.
Well, I mean, positionally, white is really much better because of his structure, but I
Yeah,
would say
structure and two bishops. Yeah.
his king is quite lonely there.
No, but actually, no. At this moment, I was not really thinking about that. I'll actually mention my comments, which was epic. So rook of c1. Yeah, okay. Let's continue. I'll tell you where the fun starts actually. So yeah, just queen d7.
And
Uh,
now you're maybe at some point.
yeah, I wanted to maybe take on h3.
So
So yes.
bishop f1
Yeah,
was
here okay. Yeah, so I played knight d5. So the threat was actually yeah, you can make the move. Yeah, the threat was knight f5 and b5. Yeah, this was my plan to play on the queen side.
okay.
But Sagar being my opponent, let's say, being a very strong strategical player, prevented it with a4 immediately. And I was like really like, yeah, I was like, this was my main plan, and okay, he stopped it. So he kind of forced me to go into the beast mode.
I would have been very happy if you would have played b5, knight a5, and not taken.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just laughing about it when I was seeing the game yesterday for this show, and I was just thinking, yeah, you literally forced me because I read my comments and I wanted to do this, but you kind of forced me to do what I do always.
Yeah. And so I went what a4,
A4, yeah, very
and
strong.
you just got your rook into the attack.
Yeah,
And I think I already started to get nervous here. I mean, if the rook is coming to g6, and then
yeah,
you have
already it's too many threats. Yeah, true.
maybe now I guess seeing this with fresh eyes or something, rook c5 looks interesting.
Yeah,
just to.
also, yeah, one point I wanted to make was, yeah, before I forget that, you can see that already I'm starting to play against the one piece which I am not having. That is the dark squared bishop. Yeah, you can see almost all my pieces are placed on the light square.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice thing to observe. Yeah.
Right. Tell us when do you start calculating really hard? Like, for example, I made the move king h1. Do you calculate here a lot, or you just still continue on your field, attacking field?
Uh, yeah, also, just before that, you wanted to say something about rook c5. Sorry, I interrupted. Yeah.
No, I
Uh,
thought maybe rook c5 is a
yeah,
possible.
rook c5 and bishop c4 ideas. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, probably I can just ignore it. Yeah, because bishop c4 is not really a big threat because I can always go knight c7 worst case if I'm not in time with something on the king side. Yeah. So yeah, rook c5 is not really threatening anything. Yeah. Like I'll go rook g6, so rook d5 is not a problem anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I was also thinking like, is this still possible? I mean, it looks pretty silly, but
Ah, okay.
positionally, I mean, white has some compensation because now there's
Yeah.
no attack, and I can
Yeah,
play.
but yeah, if you get the e4 pawn somewhat, but probably or not in time. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is probably not enough. Yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah. So no, I was not calculating too much. I think so far I just wanted to because I don't see any counterplay for white. The only thing I was concerned about was some knight c4 and knight e5, I guess. So yeah. At this moment, I was, I think, just because I felt it was too early to just put all my F, like pieces into the attack. So I was just trying to get one by one into the game.
yeah. Okay, I had to remain calm after rook g6. I can't do much on the king side, so I played bishop a3. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was hoping that nothing bad would happen,
Mm.
but
Already I started, yeah. Yes. No, because also I was just thinking like how else can I improve my attack? I really could not see that okay I can actually. So I guess okay it was time to because the point is yeah just takes I go queen f5 yeah it's just hard to defend f2 actually. So yeah this is why when you said king was lonely you are correct yeah because I have like almost okay, not many pieces, but still probably it's sufficient because the knight on d5 will also join once the f2 pawn
yeah,
falls.
yeah. No, this is just over. Yeah, I cannot take on h4.
Yeah, I think it's
I
it,
had in mind that I would take on e4,
yeah, this was the best. Yeah, true. So
and the point was if I mean if you retrieve your bishop, then well it's equal pawns and you play on.
yeah. No, here what I did is conceptually very nice, yeah, because this rook on d8 was sleeping, so I just bring it. But yeah, as Jakob would say, it's all about momentum. So this was in a little bit slow, I guess. So I had to go for queen f5, and this was very strong actually. So
Queen.
you have to go, I think, queen c2, something in my notes. Now some bishop g4. Uh, because knight g3 is there, so I have to come bishop g4. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't check the no comments like with computer recently, but knight g3, something like this, and rook check and queen g5. This is what I have, and it's like probably very devastating attack. No, the
Yeah,
thing is, it's reminds me of Carlson saying, yeah, it's like attacking without sacrificing. Okay, I think he meant it in a whole different way, but okay, this is like attacking without giving any material, not much material.
yeah. I mean you have nothing to worry about. Yeah, you have
Yeah,
invested.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's just equal material. Yeah.
I had actually mentioned queen g4 here. Uh,
Ah, man. Okay. And knight g3, what is happening? Ah, knight into e3 you wanted, or what?
yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, it's just probably just. Ah, but okay, okay. Yeah, this is also maybe. Yeah, I kind of
And
queen
then
queen
f3,
g4 f3. No, yeah, that's what I want to ask.
and now bishop takes. I don't know
G4.
if this is correct, but
Queen
uh,
h5. Yeah, no, no. Queen h5. I think it's working. Oh, queen h5 is queen h2, yeah.
Queen h5, queen h2, queen
Until g2,
f3,
yeah.
dg2 maybe. So,
Or even, no, queen h3, sorry. Queen h3 is just defending
yeah,
everything. So that's why queen f5, okay.
queen f5, and now I think you are better here.
Yeah. Too many things are hanging, yeah.
That's a threat. And
Okay, yeah, maybe queen g4 was stronger. I don't know when I analyzed it actually. Okay, yeah, so okay, but I think conceptually what it did was nice, just bringing the sleeping piece into the game.
yeah,
Yeah, but now you had a nice chance, yeah, to escape.
I I think knight d6 should have been played, no?
Yeah, knight d6 and probably you are saving somewhat. And actually, it's I have to already bail out, yeah, because now queen g4 the point is going to d5 and you protect the g2 square this way. Yeah, no, yeah, queen d5, yeah. So that's why like already it was time to just go bishop g2, like rook g2, and then check and yeah, knight d3 and just go for a draw. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if after knight d6 you cannot even move your rook, yes, because gh3 might be okay.
Yeah, this is why maybe this rook here actually it's not helping our cause. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, I played f3. I thought maybe at some point I could get my queen over to defend and
Okay.
is okay, but
Yeah,
okay.
but I was just not stopping. I think yeah, I was going all out with all the
Rook
pieces.
a2
Yeah,
was
again, like oh no, wait. Again, just you can see, yeah, like all my pieces are on the lights, except the G7 pawn. It's just epic. So completely playing against this dark square bishop.
yeah, all your pieces actually. Even
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, many times it has happened to me like twice in Carocon that all my pieces are in light squares. Like so many pieces are there, but and like I told Swidler, yeah, after the game, like I was playing with Swidler and Tata Steel, and after the game, I told him, this like we were analyzing the game, and I showed him the position where all the pieces were like in light squares, yeah, just all. Then he was like so impressed, and he just congratulated me on this achievement because it was like not every day you get such a
yeah,
beautiful thing, yeah.
amazing. Is it something I don't think you consciously think
No,
about it.
that's the thing. Yeah, somehow, but maybe subconsciously, like I'm in a way playing against this bishop. Yeah, because I mentioned it from the start. No, that this is the one piece I don't have. So yeah, there is this concept that if the you should place your pieces on the color of the bishop which you don't have. But also this is another concept which is very strong. I feel just to just ignore it and play on the other color complex here. Let's say.
Hmm.
I think
Right.
it's been touched upon in many books actually, this color complex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Any book or any famous book which comes to mind?
Yeah, there is this book of Bronstein on Zurich,
Yeah.
1953, in which he
Yeah.
talks about this color complex in quite some depth. I think it's a
Oh, okay,
very,
nice.
very famous. He shows one game where on dark squares, and he explains this concept.
Oh, nice. Do you remember the game? Because I would love to check that book of this.
I have to just check, but maybe it was game number one of the book. So
Oh, okay.
it was the
Yeah, because
first.
I thought he was just talking about the tournament in general, but he was also talking about various concepts. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, nice.
I will definitely share you.
Yeah. You just you can let me know later. Yeah.
So knight f2
Oh, yeah. Now it was time.
takes.
Cool.
It was too much. Yeah, like when you
Yes.
have all these pieces here, uh,
Yeah.
and the beast is staring at you. I mean,
Yeah.
one
That's
knight
true.
joins in, the second knight
Yeah,
joins.
second night
I
joined.
was
Yeah.
feeling as if like I was out of breath at this point. Queen d7 defending f3, but
Yeah, it's just too many minutes.
yeah, it would have been a pretty mate if I had played on perhaps king
Yeah,
h1.
King H1 and Queen H4. Yeah.
Would have been a nice finish.
No, also what was pretty was King H3 and Queen like Queen F4, King H3 instead of Queen G3 mate Queen H6.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, the thing is many times I noticed in my game, yeah, like this national team, like first round, I was playing against someone, and like I actually made the move knight d4 and gave checkmate in this first round of national teams this year. But there was also one. Then while going back to my room, I just realized, no, like on the way, yeah, blindfold, I was just thinking. Suddenly, I just realized there was one more checkmate with bishop on g4. And then I was very surprised to see that in follow chess, they actually put the move bishop g4 as the move, which ended in checkmate. While in the game, actually, I played knight d4 with checkmate. So, like two mate in one, yeah, in the same game. It's nice. The
Nice.
last question.
So my question to you is, when you play against a player like me, an opponent like me
Yeah.
who's pretty decent, I mean, but clearly not at the level where you are, or guys like you, say you with the Seturaman. How do you approach these games? Do you take them seriously, or is it like, I'm going to beat this player anyway, so not
Ah,
too
no,
much?
no, no. This is a very wrong concept, yeah. Because one thing is, many times I have noticed that lower players they have the ability to actually play much higher than the rating. So it's like always a very bad idea to underestimate them. So like I think you should always be at your best. It doesn't matter who you play against. And also I think that's how you make such gems. Yeah, when you just play your best game. Because if I was playing, let's say, not at my best, I'm not sure if I would have been able to create such a nice attacking game. Yeah.
Yeah. So this remains one of your memorable games, yeah?
Yeah. Because the question with knight d4, yeah, like you said, that would always was very special to me. Yeah, because just it's a nice combination of all the pieces
Wonderful,
joining on the
wonderful.
attack. Because I thought knight c6 would actually not help me, but it actually in the game, but it helped me deliver the final blow, which is also very nice because many times there are some pieces which we don't really realize is important. And like for example, if the knight was on a5, it was not going to help me in the attack. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was in the right place at the right time, so to help me finish the game.
I must say that the losing move in this game for me
This
was
was A4, yeah, preventing me to preventing me from playing positionally. Yeah,
forcing you to play rook e6. Otherwise, you were so keen on playing knight
yeah,
a5.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I was again following this light square concept. Yeah, just to put playing for C4 and then yeah, rook C8 and play this positionally. Yeah.
Great. And Adhiban, I do hope that this game does feature in your book. It's always been my dream to come in a book, maybe written by me, but that looks quite difficult now. So if I'm featured in your book, that would be a big honor.
Yeah. So okay, so we played like 5 times. Let
Yeah.
me quickly go through all of them. If
Do you want to show all the games? No, no.
no. I'm just which are all because the thing is book worthy is like you should show a lot of concepts. Yeah. No, actually, Gurgaon and also maybe in a future show we should do. It's also not bad. Yeah, it's
So
purely
Gurgaon
about
was
positional play.
drawn, yeah. The position was equal, and somehow you tricked me in the end game.
Yeah. Exactly. That was probably the closest you came to making a draw with me. Yeah, because other games I see is like either opening I would somehow trick you or like yeah. Actually, this game or MCL, yeah, probably it will feature one of these two.
Yeah,
But MCL is rapid, so I'm not sure.
MCL. I remember I was playing against you, and if I can just pull up that game, it was like um, I was playing for some team, and you were playing for another team. And my coach told me that, look, you are facing a coach was DV Prasad, I think, and
Yeah. You were playing for Pune Attackers. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and he said that, you're playing Adhiban, so very important is that you play safe chess and try to make sure that you hold him. So I was white, so I played very solid chess, e3, and then I played this. I don't know what got into me, and I took here and then check, and somehow I played bishop d3, which was a mistake, and you played knight g4, then
Yeah.
queen h3, then f5. and I could castle. I don't know. Here already d4 is hanging, so
No,
I
no,
could,
D4 is hanging. No, yeah. So you were trying to be greedy. Yeah.
and then you played e5, so I have to take, and then suddenly the coach comes at this point. I'm moving my king, and he says, what did I tell you? You should have
Yeah.
look at your king. What's happening? And at
No,
this,
no. The thing was, I think you wanted. I think I vaguely remember. You wanted to play something like. You were hoping that I'll take on E5 first. That actually gives you more option in a way.
which one?
I think you wanted to take on E5, no? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You told me after the game, like, no, no, just go further, like, just in the last question almost. So E5, knight and E5. Your plan was knight and E5, D E5, queen F5 check. I think you wanted king D1 and king C2. You wanted to put it on C2.
Yeah, the check first was actually very
Yeah, yeah. This queen F5 was the culprit.
yeah.
Suddenly you
Now
didn't
this
have this
just
plan. Yeah.
uses this way.
Yeah, so now you have to go to F1 and yeah, after that it was very difficult. Yeah,
Correct. But now, if I were playing Adhiban now with all my experience and knowing him better, I would just play bishop e2 and castle very quickly.
castle, yeah, first. Nice.